And a very warm welcome along, everybody. Happy Monday. Welcome into Snail Shoes to Adrian, to Gemma Barnes. I hope your relative's doing as well as possible, by the way, Gemma. To Chad, to Caveman, and to everybody else who's lurking or watching on the VOD. I hope everyone's having a fantastic start to your working week. And welcome into Seth as well. First of all, apologies for not being able to go live on Friday last week. Had a little bit of a family emergency I needed to attend to, and by the time I'd finished with it, it was just too late for me to start streaming. So welcome in everybody as well as Paul Anthony. I hope you're all having a fantastic start to your working week. We're running Skitty into Delcatty today. We were supposed to do this on Friday last week. We'll try and do another stream midweek this week to catch up. I'm not quite sure what we're doing midweek and later on this week, though. We'll have to try and figure something out. Oh, I'm sorry to hear they're not doing too well, Gemma. I hope they're as comfortable as possible, shall we say. Now, we are going into this challenge as a Skitty. This is what the Skitty looks like. I'm kind of happy with how this sprite turned out. We are level 5 with 21 HP. Holding a berry with tackle, growl, and tail whip. 11 in attack, 10 in defense, just 9 in the specials, and 10 in speed. Mini vacations always sound good. Might take one of those myself later on in the year. Not quite sure where I'll go to, but I do want to try and get out of this house for a night or two. Welcome in, Bundy Buddy. Now, if I were to redo this sprite again, I'd probably center Skitty a little bit lower down. This one's actually been waiting to be played for a very long time, about a year actually. So we'll have to see how we get on. Of course, that does mean we're going to have to pause the timer and do the encounters manually for the HM friends. We don't have any of that fancy stuff going on. Cinnamon buns sound absolutely delicious. Send some my way, please. I love a good cinnamon bun. It's some of my favourite food, actually. Cinnamon buns. To be fair, any kind of baking is my favourite food. Had a bit of a disaster over the weekend, though. I decided to bake some scones, British scones, that is, and I used my new food processor but put the wrong blade on it, so by the time the scones came out, the whole oven just stank of wine. And according to the people who have tried them, because I wasn't brave enough to try them, they taste like grape, which isn't what I was going for with my scones. But there we go. The fun of trying out new kitchen gadgets, eh? Now, I do believe we're in the pink experience group. We can see that on the screen, so we're going to be taking full advantage of that. And honestly, as soon as we get the stone available to us, we're going to evolve, because some of these level up moves are absolute hot garbage. Oh, it's always annoying when people do a no-show, but at least you've been able to do some touristy stuff instead. Right, let's take on the first rival battle. Of course, we're a normal type Pokemon, so he's going to have Chikorita, the bulkiest of all the Pokemon for the rival starters. And we grow to level 7, we learn Attract, and we defeat Triple Question Mark. So let's now have a little chat with the police officer. We won't call the rival Screaming. Instead, we'll call him Triple Question Mark. And we're on our way to Violet City. Everything's going as well as it can. Family emergency seems to, touch wood anyway, have calmed down for now, shall we say. Unfortunately, we're a male Pokemon, so Attract can't really do that much against most of the key trainers. I'm very bungy-uppy today. It feels like my ears want to pop all the time, so I'm hearing myself with extra bass today, so I hope that's not coming through. But I am on hopefully, the tail end of a Crohn's flare-up. And generally when I get to this stage, it means it's on its last legs and it's going away. We could potentially attract the Miltank, but we'll have Headbutt by that time. It's probably going to be quicker to just Headbutt the Miltank instead, so that she then doesn't pivot to using things like Attract. That sounds like you've got a very daunting week ahead of you, Paul. I hope everything goes as well as possible. Going to the beach sounds fun, but we've not had the summer here in the United Kingdom to actually take advantage of the beach. But it's just down the road from me, and it's not been the time to do it because it's been so naff. We've had like 3 good days since the start of July. And of course, we get poisoned. Do we have a Scamterdote to our name? Yes, we do. We'll use that right now. And we mustn't forget the Bitterberry. Welcome in, Urban Huntsman. Apologies, there is going to be flashing on screen. Unfortunately, we don't have a healing item. And the flashing has now stopped. I think we're going to do Sprout Tower to try and save time getting ourselves the Moonstone, you know. If the forecast is to be believed, it's going to be incredibly chilly here later on this week. I just hope it's dry because I've got a check-up at the doctor's on Thursday and I don't particularly want to get soaked. Now, I really must remember this appointment. It was made about 3 weeks ago, and I keep forgetting it's a thing. I really hope that if it does get any colder for you, Bundy Buddy, they think about doing the heating early. That's just mean. I'm very glad these sages like to set up on turn number 1, because that has made this Sprout Tower a lot easier than it could otherwise have been. However, we will use one of our potions here, and we'll stick on a berry as well, just to be extra safe. Against Elderly at the top of the tower. Welcome in, D1. How are you today? And yes, we've only just started. We're at the tippy top of the Sprout Tower. And that was fairly painless. Get ourselves Flash, we'll get ourselves the Escape Rope. You're getting your workday started. I hope your workday's starting on the right note. I've never been a fan of the cold, really. So I don't think I'd survive in Russia, especially in the north of Russia. There's a big contrast at the moment between the air south of the jet stream and the air north of the jet stream. And as soon as the jet stream in the northern hemisphere crosses you, you're going to be very chilly. I hope you have a great day at work, Adrian. Thank you for popping in, and I'm sure we'll catch up very soon. Zephyr badge in 8 minutes and 26 seconds. Let's get out of here. Minus 45 Celsius should be illegal. Those kind of numbers are just, they're offensively cold, aren't they? Right, let's grab the Purr's Cure Berry. Double Slap? Absolutely not. Double Slap's terrible. I really should get into watching films at some point. Because every time you lovely people talk about films, I think it sounds like a lot of fun. I just don't have the attention span to do it. You know, we will take on Picnicker Liz here. We're only... Rude, Bellsprout. We're only a couple of battles away from having Swift. I reckon we'll be maining Swift and Headbutt for a little bit. And then eventually we'll get Return, and the game will be easy from there on out. Goodness gracious, another great ball there. I am very fortunate to be able to sleep during the day. One of the few things that I've been able to do with sleep. Oh, it's always annoying when endings get spoiled. Tell you what else is annoying, using Tackle. It's one of the worst starting moves. It feels like it should be more accurate and more powerful than it is, and it never is that way. We've got Mud Slap for the Ghastly, so it's not as terrible as it could be. Scyther, on the other hand, is a terrifying prospect. It's kind of why I've taught Sing, and we could potentially attract the Scyther as well. If it is a... Or is it a male Scyther? I can never bloody remember with Bugsy's Pokemon. Larry's one of the more annoying spinners you can encounter. Fortunately for us, it was just a 3-shot there. We'll get rid of Growl. And we shall also get rid of Swift. Or should I say we'll teach Swift? Not going to get rid of Swift. And I've just had some spoilers sent to me. Very interesting, Dan, if you're watching. Skitty on Diamond sounds like a lot of fun. Not quite sure where your nearest Moonstone is on Diamond. Hopefully it's a little bit earlier than in Crystal. To our full shop there. Now, I do think the overlay has stopped changing the time to night. Yes, it has. So that means we're going to have to do a hard save here. It's slightly frustrating that we have to do, but we shall get through it very quickly, because now what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to close that, delete that, and then reopen. And at the same time, we need to make sure that GameHook is still connected, which it is. Set the time to that. And then, once I've rearranged my on-screen furniture again, we can get to catching the HM friends. So we are looking for a Psyduck and a Paris here in the forest. And yes, we do need a Moonstone. We are not going to be able to get a Moonstone until after Morty. So that is in 2 badges' time. And if you are wondering why the timer is currently paused, it's because we're catching the HM friends. Here's the first of them, actually. And we pause the time to eliminate the element of RNG that goes into finding the encounters. Because it would be grossly unfair if we spend 20 minutes finding the HM friends with one person, or with one Pokemon rather, and then another time we get them in the first 2 encounters. And the reason we changed the clock to night is because of Psyduck's encounter table here in Pokémon Crystal. It's a night-time only encounter. And now with the two HM friends safely caught, we can unpause the timer and we can make our way in to the Slowpoke well. Oh, Hidden Power Bug isn't the greatest. Though it does have some very nice coverage on Psychic and Fighting. Psychic and Fighting? Psychic and Dark, rather. Even though we have a relatively paltry attack, because we are now A, running Swift, and B, slightly higher level than we otherwise would be, because of the fast experience group, this should be a relatively easy Slowpoke well. Is it just me? I always feel worse than Hypnosis, even though I think they've got the same amount of accuracy. It always feels like Sing doesn't hit as often as Hypnosis. Right, Kurtz was lying about his back as we see there, so we'll move on into Bugsy's gym together. No problems with the Spinarak, or it wasn't necessary. Same here against the Ladybug, growing up to level 19. Metronome, yes please. We'll do some metronome strats, why not? I should not be trusted with metronome. I have too much fun using it. We're not counting that as a reset. We'll be sensible, as it's the gym. Level 20 acquired though, that is very nice. Let's now take on the final Bug Catcher Josh. And let's make sure we are holding a PlayStation Network Cure Berry. We'll heal up our HP there. I'm very much looking forward to seeing how Pyroar does, D1. Take a nap, Scyther. It's a very good idea. There we go. Starting with Hyper Beam is a little bit overpowered, isn't it? Bugsy's Scyther was no problem thanks to its taking a short but needed nap. But we cannot celebrate for too long, of course. We've got the dreaded Rival 2 just around the corner. Good. Should be a couple of shots on the Ghastly with Mud Slap. Move on to the Zubat, that's a range, and we end up being confused. We got through with Metronome, thank you so much, Skitty. We'll plonk those repels up to the top spot. We'll do the same with the potions, actually. Sometimes Metronome pays off. Thunder and Sonic Boom together, a dangerous duo of moves there. Incredibly good luck. Kind of want to keep Metronome on the learn set actually after that. So I think we're just going to replace probably Swift with Head Butte. Grab the pair of ether there. And we'll take on Ikagina. I do love Metronome. It's one of my favourite moves. Nice to see me outspeed that Diglett there. Take on Specsavers, then we'll pause the time to catch the Abra. First encounter Abra, very nice. Sacred Fire is a great move. We saw Sacred Fire in yesterday's video, of course, with the Ho-Oh challenge. And we're going to be seeing Aeroblast early on next month with the Lugia challenge. We're going to actually have quite a few legendaries coming up in the latter quarter of this year. And we are going to be seeing quite a few more backport videos as well. The next backport is going to be quite a powerful one. It's going to be Zangoose, so we already know it's going to get a great time. And then a few weeks after Zangoose, we'll run Seviper. I think it's fair to say that Seviper won't do as well as Zangoose, but I'm hoping it'll still do very well. I'm considering trying to stick Arbok in around about the same time as Seviper. I'm going to see what the schedule looks like, see if I can fit them relatively close together. Ho-Oh was one of my best challenges today. I went in with a mindset of playing a little bit riskier and it paid off. Abra didn't teleport because we used save states to make sure that we catch the Pokemon, because the time was paused anyway. I know normal types get so much coverage that other Pokemon don't get. Dangerous battle here, actually, against this Tangler. But we get through anyway. Have a little chat with Floria, and now we need to rejig the HM friends around. Teleports back. We'll make our way into our third gym together. Let's see how we got on against Whitney. She's our third gym leader together, a normal type specialist who leads with Clefairy. Interesting, she used Attract straight away. Oh dear. Baton pass. Not what we wanted to see there. We'll try it sensibly this time. We'll make the Miltank take a nap. There we go. Playing badge in 2137. Level 26 acquired. And we'll grab that ether. We'll absolutely have Feint Attack in time for Morty. Probably going to say goodbye to Metronome at that point. I don't know what that word means. Ouch, that crit hurt. Waiting for the Moonstone. That's all we're doing. Those level up moves are garbage. We cannot get a Moonstone until after we've defeated Morty, though. I'm not the biggest fan of Skitty and Delcatty, but I have to say they're doing very well so far. Welcome in, Chad. Very nice flinch against the Nidoking there. Let's see if we can get... No, we can't get lucky. I'm not J-Rose. I am nothing like J-Rose. Talking of terrible Pokemon, isn't Lickitung just one of the worst in Gen 2? Welcome in, Loz. Thank you for your kind words. I hope you're doing very well today. Gonna grab the extra elixir because I have a feeling I can't speak. I have a feeling that we might have a few PowerPoint issues later on. Grab ourselves Detect. We cannot learn it, but it's good money. You know what, we'll hold off on teaching Hidden Power for now. I'm not 100% confident of Skitty's special attack, so we're going to go over towards the Lighthouse first. Skitty does evolve with the Moonstone, yes. We cannot get a Moonstone until after we have defeated Morty, so we are stuck with a Skitty for a little while longer. Absolutely not. We don't want to take on her. She's got a Corsair. Far too bulky to take on. Water gun was the best possible outcome there. Today we're not reuniting the married couple, instead they're going to be separate. Covet would be good if enemies held items. But the only enemies to hold items are Pokefans, and they only hold berries. There's no sense in learning that move. Get ourselves 11 super repels. Grab strength so we don't forget it later. And we'll make our way in to the lighthouse. Derek has been cheating with Jamie down in that left-hand patch of grass. They've been going on secret dates to the Olivine Cafe together. Covet is a Generation 3 move. It is a reskin of the Generation 2 move Thief, though. Very nice flinch there from Marill. I was really happy, actually, with how the Marill challenge came out. Considering it's got abysmal stats in Generation 2, it did very well for itself. Three very nice one-shots there. We'll grab the super repel. Have a little chat with Jazz. Rare candy acquired, and we'll have a little chat with Denise. Because we want to get swagger, we might need it for the red fight. It depends on just how frustrating that battle goes. I mean, we'll have, hopefully, Bolt Beam by then, so it shouldn't be too bad. It's always good to have options in your arsenal. Kitty is very cute. So we want Flash Dig, Cut, and Rock Smash. We'll do a little heal, and we'll make our way into the Burnt Tower. This is our first foray into the Burnt Tower. Let's see how we get on against the rival. I reckon its Meganium could prove to be a little bit problematic. We've got to get to it first, though. Not his Meganium, his Magnemite. We'll start off with a very nice critical hit there against the Haunter. Oh, one shot on the Magnemite with Hidden Power. Not Hidden Power, with Mud Slap. Skitty, you absolute legend! I was expecting a tough battle there, goodness me. Damageless rival number 3. So we'll dig out of there. Grab ourselves the HP up. I don't know what you're talking about, Warrior. There's no rare candy in the Burnt Tower. Absolutely a fan of Carl Jobst. The absolute legends. Welcome in, Oddish. I hope you're having a fantastic day. Unfortunately, the right tower has a rare candy, but have you seen the effort you have to go to get that rare candy? It's not worth it. Be quicker grinding on Wild Caterpie than getting that. The cost to benefits ratio of getting that particular rare candy is not worth it. Haunter? I barely know her. Right, where's that mince berry we picked up? Is that the Emerald speedrun scandal? One shot on the Ghastly. Range on the Haunter? Yep, range on the Haunter. We're on a clock now for the rest of this battle. And we are through relatively painlessly. That means we can now get our Moonstone. Also grab the gold berry. So, for those of you who didn't know, in Generation 2 Crystal only, I should say, you can get an extra Moonstone in the Runes of Alph. So we'll pause the timer now and have a little look at our Delcatty, now that we've evolved. There's a front sprite for Delcatty. I have to say, it's come out very well. So now we'll unpause the timer, and we can hopefully just teleport back to Ecruteak City. That is by far the quickest way to get a Moonstone in a Generation 2 challenge. Can't do it too often though, only when you do the Sprout Tower and get yourself Splash. I'm doing very well. Thank you, Anderson. The more important question is, how are you? A lot of people don't know that room exists. I will say it's not a room that you generally go in unless you're doing an item randomizer. Bloody swimmer Kaylee with her bloody Goldeen. Though it's 3 one-shots and you never know, that extra experience might help out against Chuck. Do a cheeky little heal. Grab ourselves a secret potion so that Jasmine won't whinge at us. Now it's time for what could be one of the tougher gyms here together. Though we'll start off with a one-shot on the Hitmonlee. And then it's going to be just 3 simple hits to get through Black Belt Knob. That brings us on to Black Belt Lung. Delcatty is cute. Though it very much was designed as a Pokemon contest Pokemon as opposed to a battling Pokemon. Like, that thing is stacked in contests. Gonna get rid of Feint Attack. That might be an unwise thing to do, but I've committed to it now. Scam! He hit us twice. Welcome in, Benjamin. We're gonna need a little bit of luck here in this gym. There we go. Even with Chuck's secret potioning nonsense with Dynamic Punch, we get through. Each fly to Kenya. Then I think we'll do a little bit of housekeeping before making our way to the Lake of Rage. There are some bits and bobs I want to pick up. In terms of raw battling power, the Persian line is going to stomp all over Skitty every single day. Not Skitty's fault either. Just the way the cookie crumbles. Glameow is definitely the most powerful of all the cat types with its high speed, high attack. High attack. It will do very well for itself in a challenge run when we eventually do it. Persian is very good though. I don't know enough about Purloin and Lipard to know the answer to that one, honestly. Yes, the advantage for Delcatty is that we have the fast experience group. There are a lot of similarities, actually, to the Spinder challenge. Oh, hello, Daytime. There are some more bits and bobs, actually, I want to do. Grab the Nougat. We'll grab the rare candy. No, I saw Lance and noped out. Because Lance was professing it was going to be nighttime for another 16 hours. Oh, you... words I cannot say, Irene. At least Jenina wasn't so bad. There we go, we're through this horrible trio of trainers. Get that for the soft sand. And because we picked up some crap, honestly, that we're never going to need, we'll get rid of the energy roots, we'll get rid of the charcoal, we'll get rid of the heal powder. Get rid of those 2 nuggets. Anything else we don't want at this point? Probably keep hold of everything else just for now. We'll come back and do our vitamin shop a little bit later, I think. There's Lance, committing assault via Pokemon. Thursday's video, I wish I could tell you, but I've forgotten. It's pre-uploaded. We're definitely getting a video on Thursday. Favourite games besides Pokemon? I've just got back into Splatoon, actually. That's been taking up a fair bit of my time. I'm enjoying the Create mod in Minecraft at the moment. Now that COD's back on Game Pass, I've been playing a little bit of that as well. I'm very much looking forward to settling down with some 3D platforming of some kind soon as well. Yes, Lance definitely developed Concord. Yes, Delcatty is in the fast level up group. I mean, that was just embarrassing all around, wasn't it, the Concord fiasco? Please, no spoilers. If a mod could remove that spoiler from chat, I'd be incredibly grateful, thank you. We don't want anything spoiled for people who've not had a chance to watch the video yet. And coming out tomorrow, for those of you interested, we have our first... Thank you, Dan. We have our first foray back into Generation 3 Kanto in quite some time, because we've got Meganium. And then, for those of you who just want to watch Pokemon Crystal challenges, we have ourselves Desperately Seeking Susan on Thursday. We've actually got some really fun challenges coming up, rounding out this month. So we've got Kabutops, Skarmory, Golem, Blastoise in Emerald, Poliwrath in Crystal, Hitmontop in Crystal, and that's your lot for this month. And then next month we're starting off with Jinx's End of the Line. Because I'm not sure if all of you remember, but on the 1st of October 2022, so 2 years ago nearly, we did Jinx. And so we're doing Jinx's End of the Line for the 2-year anniversary of Jinx's video. I think after Jasmine, we're going to take our first little break. We'll do Price, we will do Jasmine, and then we'll take our first little break of the challenge. It's a little bit earlier than I would have wanted, but I'm not going to lie, I'm busting for a pee. At least that's giving me incentive to get through these particular Pokemon as quickly as possible. One shot against the Seal. It's going to be 2 shots against the Dugong. And a critical hit against the Piloswine. Fantastic. Glacier Badge in 45.06. What's the plan for Jasmine? Cry, honestly. Don't need those 6 Pokeballs. Don't have hands. Not going to need that. Not going to need that. Hold a Shadow Ball, actually. Get rid of Detect. Get rid of Attract. Get rid of Cutting Furiously. Grab ourselves some Calcium. Grab ourselves some Protein. And while we're here, we'll get ourselves Return. So genuinely, the plan is to try and Mud Slap away both of the Magnemite. Then probably a combination of Charm and Hidden Power Ice for the Steelix. Because Hidden Power Ice will run neutral. And Charm, of course, will significantly lower the damage output of Iron Tail. That is the plan. Whether it works out is a different matter. There's one way to find out. Let's take on Jazz. She is our 7th gym leader together and a steel-type specialist who leads with Magnemite. There we go. The plan worked perfectly. Mineral badge in 4717. Excuse me. Now what we'll do is we'll very quickly make our way towards Blackthorn City. Then we'll take our first little break. I think I'd have a lot of fun narrating VGC battles, honestly. Exactly, the secret potion cannot guard against the power of charm. Get the Nevermore Ice in preparation for the Claire battle. And now that we're here, we'll get rid of Strength, because Hidden Power, not Hidden Power, Return is significantly stronger. So now we'll fly back to Goldenrod City, and we'll pause the timer at 49:27. We're going to take our very first, very quick break. It's going to be a 3-minute break. There's going to be a timer on screen to let you know when I will be back. So maybe go to the loo, grab yourself a drink, maybe get yourself a snack or something, and I'll see you all in 3 minutes' time. And we are back. Thank you so much for your patience there. And as Nurse Joy has said there, thank you for waiting. Let's unpause the timer at 49:27. We've got the radio tower to do. Ugh. I never really got into Pac-Man. Though I did like that all 4 of the ghosts had their different AI. Yes, the secret area north of Donut Ghost House. Very useful in Mario World. Though I will say I'm much more of a Mario 3 enjoyer than a Mario World enjoyer. I think Mario World's a great game. I just prefer Mario 3 and its much quicker levels. And the fact that you can't just cape skip most of them. Very nice one-shot against the muck there. That's very promising. I've not played Mario Wonder, no. I've purposely held off from playing it. Because I don't want to get to a point where I'm just hyper-focusing on Mario games and I don't do any work. Because one of my big problems is self-discipline when it comes to doing any kind of content. If I get distracted by something, I could be off the radar for 2 weeks. And this week is the beginning of my next recording cycle, actually. So I'm going to be recording all of October, well, half of October's challenges and the rest of the year's challenges this month. I've never played A Link to the Past. Is that the one that's got a release on the Switch? I do YouTube full-time, yes. I'm in a very fortunate position to be able to do YouTube full-time. Oh, great. This grunt. Rare we get caught by this one. Think of the stat experience. And from this month, we've already seen it. We are starting at, or should I say, we're moving up to 3 videos a week. So it's going to be 2 regular crystal runs. And then we're going to be doing 1 alternate challenge. Sometimes it'll be end of the line, other times it will be a Generation 3 challenge. So we're going on a bit of a Generation 3 binge this month with our backported Pokemon. Sonic 2 and Donkey Kong Country, actually. Can we talk about how hard that game actually is? It is a ridiculously difficult game. Ho-Oh was a very good challenge, I will say. I don't want to spoil it for anyone who's not seen it, so no positions on the leaderboard, please. But I was very happy with how Ho-Oh turned out. My first platformer was Alex Kidd in Miracle World, showing my age there. Built into the Sega Master System. Welcome in, Snowy. Completely agree. They look like they fit in perfectly in Generation 2. Where's that elixir? There it is. Good afternoon, Kanbei. I hope you're having a fantastic day. I hope you're enjoying the cooler weather. As soon as I saw the numbers outside today, I was like, yep, thinking of Kanbei here. It's not cool enough. Wait until Wednesday. Be barely breaking double digits. We'll be getting the first Arctic blast of the season. I am doing much better than Friday as well. Thank you for asking, Kanbei. Friday was a bit of a thingy show, shall we say. There are only subtle hints at the moment, but there are hints of something a little bit more easterly happening over the winter months this season. Everything on Friday kicked off half an hour before stream, which is always the way, isn't it? You know what, I'm going to buy another Head Buttes TM, just in case. The Beast from the East was, God, 6 years ago now. Definitely overdue another chilly winter, though. Because I moved up into Lancashire, East Lancashire, in the summer after the Beast from the East. And all my time that I was in East Lancashire never had a snowy winter. Have to see if that changes now that location has slightly changed. The Beast from the East is what the news outlets called a very chilly, actually, bordering on very cold winter. Svalbard recorded one of its highest autumn temperatures on record this year, so hopefully it cools down ready for December. I would very much hope for snowy vibes on the YouTubes as well. We'll have to see what Snowy's coming up with over the next few months. No issues against the Dratini line. Nice one shot on the Cedra, that's filling me with confidence. Few videos in the work, that's always what I like to hear. The rocket section is normally the time when I get my phone out and I stop paying attention and just start checking things like Pokemon Go. Dragonair's no issue. T'other Dragonair's no issue either. Would you believe third Dragonair's fine as well. There we go. Claire all defeated. Good afternoon, Luke. I hope you're doing well. Yep, Claire is yelling at an incredibly confused cat. We don't need that anymore. Where's that Scamulet coin? There it is. The kitty's not doing terribly, I've got to say. Gonna get rid of the Quickie C. No need for it anymore. 70 speed is more than cromulent enough for our purposes. Just over the 1 hour mark for the Rising badge. Not that the split has happened because number lock was off for some reason. Elm's yabbering on about something, not really going to pay attention to him. Instead, we're going to sell that. We keep hold of the gold berry, actually. Might come in handy later. Oh, I must remember to buy Max Repels at the League. Couple of issues with Chuck getting very lucky, shall we say, with Dynamic Punch. A couple of other times where I played for Metronome and it didn't quite work out. But generally, quite a solid challenge from good old Skitty here. And now that we're at level 54, we don't really need to take on too many optionals. So we're going to go quite quickly, I think, up towards the Pokemon League. We will take on this Espeon, though. Should be a simple one-shot. We Metronome Thunder and Sonic Boom on Rival 2. His Ghastly was fine with Mud Slap, it was just 2 shots. And then we cheesed our way through the Bayleaf at that point. It was very, very good luck from the Metronome. Take on Beth, we'll grab the Max Ether, and then we'll be good to go for the final rival battle. I'm going to take a slight risk here, and I'm going to put the Perscure Berry on. But unfortunately, we don't learn Earthquake. Which means we're going to have to rely on Mudslap for the rival. Perfect, we can save that Persecure Berry for last. There we go, a very clean final rival battle. Say goodbye to him once and for all. We'll make our way into the Pokemon League. So it's a big thank you to Kenya, to Abra, to Psyduck, and to Paris, and of course a massive thank you to all you HM friends with the green names in the chat. We get our 4 full restores. We're also going to pick up... Let's pick up 12 Max Repels, shall we? Now let's take a quick look at our stats going through the league. We are level 57 with 181 HP, holding the Scamulet coin with Return, Mudslap, Shadow Ball and Hidden Power Ice. 120 in attack, 113 in defense, 101 in the specials and 112 in speed. Those of course are the out of battle stats. We'll get a big buff in battle, as we'll see here against Will. He's our first league member and he leads with Xatu. One shot on Xatu, nothing too surprising, going to be the same on the Jinx. We'll swap to Shadow Ball on the Executor. It's going to be a range either way. Leech Seed is a bit naff, but we'll try and work our way through it. Amnesia's fine. That's what we were hoping for. Because then we can finish off with a one-shot against the final Xatu. Lance told you Thunder Wave's a Dragon-type move. Fair. Starts off with a pair of one-shots here against Koga. This is going to be the pesky Pokemon. There we go, we're through the fortress. Through the muck, that just leaves Crobat left to go. There we go. Bit of a sloppy Koga battle, but we got through. Let's turn our attentions to Bruno. This is going to be the dangerous battle of the league, I reckon. Because his Machamp will undoubtedly hit like a truck. Although we have survived, this gives us hope. Can we one-shot the Onix with Hidden Power Ice? Of course we can. No issue at Bruno. Honestly, Luke, I have no idea what's ever playing in the background. Got a little bit of prep work we need to do here for Karen. Yeah, Bruno got run over by a kitten, you're not wrong. The HP up strategy has worked there. This is a range, but we high roll, that's good. And Shadow Ball the Gengar. Swap to Return for the Murkrow. Finish off the Houndoom with Return as well. Wondering why Onix is in the game is something I do morning, day and night. And now it's time for Lance, the liar with the flyers. He leads, of course, with Gyarados. Two-shot on Gyarados as we grow up to level 61. Right, okay, slight problem. This is a range on these Dragonite. But we get through both of them. This is good. Locked himself into Outrage. He's crit, but that does not matter. We grow to level 62 and we have defeated Lance on our first try. And that gives us our Hall of Fame time of 1 hour, 10 minutes and 58 seconds. That was a very scary crit. Incredibly scary, but we got through by the Stratocornia on the skin of our teeth. Now, there are a couple of bits and bobs I do need to do for the start of the Kanto section, so I am going to take an extra 3-minute break. Yes, I set the Hidden Power type before the start of the challenge, so I knew it was going to be Hidden Power Ice at the best possible DVs. So there are a couple of bits I need to do. I am going to get through the end credits. I'm also going to have a little stretch because I'm cramping. I'll see you all in 3 minutes' time. And we are back. Thank you for your patience there. Got everything sorted out, ready for the Kanto section. We're going to start off by chatting with Professor Elm. In that little break as well, I was planning what I want to do for the other streams this week. I think one of them is going to be Fairy-type Snubble. So Fairy-type Snubble into Gramble will be coming up later this week. And that's the first time I've ever been able to do that without messing up the coins. Going to get Thunderbolt because we already have an Ice-type move on the learn set. We will probably pick up Ice Beam for red. And it's time to say goodbye to Mudslap. Now, what I will say is the splits are going to lie. For this, we're not doing Surge first. We could absolutely do a Azumarill as well. A little bit worried about Surge's Magneton. So we're going to save that one until much later on. And we'll go straight to Erica first, I think. Yes, we've got Lance splits. So I reckon we'll do that one on Wednesday, providing I'm not too iffy with my flare-up, because I'm in the middle of a flare-up at the moment as well, which is always fun. But providing that I feel well enough, we'll do it on Wednesday afternoon, and then we'll do something else on Friday as well. We'll do the 3 streams this week to make up for the lack of Friday stream last week. No, that's the wrong way, Squitch. Goodness. There we go. But you know what? We do have the Perscure Berry still. So seeing as we have the Perscure Berry, we can give that to our cat. We also need to stick on a repel of some description. Of course, the first thing we do in Kanto is the last thing we do in Johto. We're going to get another rare candy, this time for the chairman, the Pokemon Fan Club. He does have a Renslabra. Gonna see how this battle goes. Might be an absolute unmitigated disaster. There's only one way to find out, isn't there? You miss 100% of the chances you don't take, so we'll try Surge now. He leads with Raichu, 1 shot on Raichu, that's a very good start. 1 shot on the Electrode and we outspeed. It's going to be a 2 shot on this Magneton. Oh, didn't even use any attacking move. Absolutely fine for regular Kanto routing. And a big reason I picked up Thunderbolt as well is so that we have something for the Brock fight. Put ourselves into that Pokemon Center. We're not going to need to teach our Delcatty to swear. Same comeback, absolutely the same. We take victory over the Victory Bell and the Vileplume. Can you believe it? We got through her. Suddenly we've only got Julia to get through before we can take on Erica herself. Tangler's very bulky physically, so we'll use a Hidden Power Ice against that. Swap to return for Jump Bluff so we don't have a super effective text. Do the same against the Victory Bell. We'll finish off her Blossom, and suddenly Erica is no issue. Rainbow Badge in 116.26. Let's move on to Janine as quickly as we possibly can. That is very true, Kanbei. Not sure how meaningful it'll be, but every little helps. Level 65 already, goodness. Honestly, Skitty's level up set's a bit garbage. That is grossly unfair on the Dark type, isn't it? Time for my least favourite spinner of the game. Very glad to get through that first try. Like a Jimothy here with his Machamp goes down in one shot. Get the TP spots for the power plant. I would dread to run a normalize Skitty. Though I think a Pokemon with Refrigerates would do incredibly well across Johto. Three one-shots on Sabrina as we grow to level 66. Marsh Badge acquired. I see what you did there, Kanbei. And now it's time for Wiggly Gran, everyone's favourite Gran, who wiggles and jiggles with her Wigglypuff and her Granbull. Goodbye, Wiggly Gran, for another challenge. It was good to see you. Now we've got the rest of bloody Nugget Bridge, haven't we? Words are hard, Kanbei. Sometimes I think it would be easier for me to type than to speak during challenges with how often I muddle up my words. You're not wrong, Louis. Where's that Scamulet coin? We'll yeet the metal coat. I don't think Misty's going to prove to be too problematic, especially because it's a one-shot on her Quag. Our best move, surprisingly, is still return against Lapras. And then we'll one-shot the Starmie as well. Escape badge in 121.45. I remembered the machine part. I feel like that deserves some kind of celebration. It doesn't happen too often that I remember it. Sevens for Dave in the chat with the Zap Cannon. And now we'll go and get ourselves the X-Men card. You know what, we'll take on 3 drill now. One shot on 3 drills, B drill number 1, number 2, and number 3. How would we all feel, by the way, about having a 3 drill challenge where we start off with 3 different B drill? I think that could be a lot of fun, you know. I'd put it on the same base as the Gym Leader gift lock, so the only Pokemon we would be able to have are the 3 B-Drill. But I feel like 3 Drill has earned a place as a special run. Boulder Badge acquired. We're having a very good day so far, thank you, Tori C. How are you? That's the much more important question. I always try and make sure that whenever I do a mixed challenge, that all the Pokemon seem to stay around about the same level, or at least have the same amount of experience points. Not going to be a one-shot on the Magcargo, but swearing at me is absolutely fine, Magcargo. We'll swap to return for the Magmar, for the Bumphead Fireduck. And then we'll knock out the Rapidash as well. 3 simple... I was going to say 3 simple one-shots, but that's a lie. It was a 2-shot followed by 2 simple one-shots. I'm very glad you're doing well, Tori. Very nice one-shot against that Pidgeotto. Pidgeot, rather. One-shot on Alakazam. Going to be a 2-shot on the Rhydon either way. Ugh, Sandstorm. I'm going to try and fish out a Rain Dance here. Thank you. That means we can then finish it off with Thunderbolt. Are we going to get seeded? Of course we are. We might end up taking a reset here, courtesy of Leech Seed. Because of course he can now stall us with a full restores. The range, but extreme speed knocks us out. Where are those lefties? I'm always loath to use lefties, because they do take time in between turns. Sometimes you've just got to bite the bullet and use them. Nice crit there on the ride-on. That saves some time because we don't have to waste time against Gyarados. We've evaded Leech Seed this time, so it should be an awful lot easier. Always happens. When we equip the lefties, we don't need them, really. Didn't get burnt by Arcanine. Much, much smoother blue battle. Professor Oak has opened up Mount Silver for us. Now we can start making our way there. Most dangerous ledge of the game was not an issue this time. And after spending all of our money again, we'll get ourselves Ice Beam. It's not compatible with Kenya. We weren't meaning to teach it to Kenya. There we go. That ledge really is the hardest bit of Kanto. You're not wrong, Kanbei. Oh, we need the other rare candy, don't we? That, actually. I've messed up this entire last section, goodness me. We'll use our final full restore. We'll also use our final max elixir. Stick on a repel. Make sure that our menu is on Delcatty. We'll have to see now how we get on against Red. We are going in at level 70, which is a very high level to be starting the Red fight with. That does give us leeway to get all the way up to level 80 if need be. Right, we don't outspeed Pikachu at the moment. To be expected, to be fair. And a critical hit knocks us out. That is true, it's not a nice level. Still don't outspeed Pikachu. Speed tied with Pikachu now. Delcatty had a relatively smooth ride, I've got to say. The red fight's going to be a little bit tricky for it. But the rest of the challenge was fairly nice. Pikachu's now completely irrelevant. We can turn our attention to Espeon. Playing for the freeze here. We get it. A little bit late, but we do get it. We're going to waste some turns here with Shadow Ball. Try and regain as much HP as possible. Risk one more after this. Actually, no, we won't. We'll go to return. And it knocks out. Right, okay. If we now Ice Beam and hope for... Oh, Sunny Day is not the move we were hoping to see there. Blizzard hits and we lose. Not wholly unexpected, but a bit of a shame. I might actually, you know, have a look at how close we are to another level. We're going to go and grab ourselves, hopefully, some easy experience. So I reckon just one or two more levels could make all the difference in this battle. Take on some of the easier battles to begin with. And then we'll dump in all 10 rare candies again. Rob's experience is a little bit thin on the ground when you get to the Kanto section. Fortunately, there are quite a few trainers here. So if we can get ourselves up to level 72, I'll be happy. I reckon at level 82 we should have a much, much smoother ride through Kanto. Or should I say a ride through Red. Is there another trainer down there? No, there isn't. I do think it's a little bit ridiculous that we're in Kanto and we're battling low 30s to high 20 Pokemon. Really, what were Game Freak thinking? It does say an awful lot about Delcatty's base stats. Unfortunately, we've only got, what is it, 65 in attack? And that's nowhere near strong enough. Hopefully these bikers should get all the way up to level 72. I don't really enjoy Buenering on a live stream, because it takes a lot more concentration than I care to admit. Where's that Max Repel? There it is. So now what we'll do is we'll drop another hard save. Game host, that's too cheaty for me, Kanbei. Far too cheaty. The Buena strat is borderline as it is. We still don't outspeed this Peskeon. Goodness. But we can two-shot the Snorlax. That is positive. We'll Thunderbolt on turn 1. Turn on turn 2. There we go. We just needed that extra little bit to get through. 2 levels is all it took. It meant we could consistently two-shot the Lax. 1:37.11. Definitely not the best possible time for Skitty. Well, I should say Delcatty. But it is the time it got on the day, and that's all that really matters, isn't it? And of course, there's only one thing left to do now at the end of this particular challenge. We're going to go to the PC. We're going to hit the wrong PC twice in a row, so we'll do it the third time. Mailbox will attach the mail back to Kenya. We will say thank you, Kenya, for helping us out over the last 100 minutes or so. It's been an absolute pleasure, but you've got to go home. So thank you, Kenya, for all of your help. And with that, unfortunately, for another stream, we are done. So it's been an absolute pleasure today. I hope you've all enjoyed yourselves. I will hopefully be back on Wednesday doing fairy-type Snubble and Gramble. I will be definitely back, hopefully, hopefully. That doesn't make sense, does it? There's another stream planned for Friday at 2 PM at the same time as today. We do have a couple of videos coming out for the rest of this week. We have on Tuesday, we've got Meganium in Fire Red. I hope you're all looking forward to the return of Fire Red. On Thursday, we've got Sea King, Susan the Sea King coming out in Pokémon Crystal as well. But for now, I'm going to say thank you all so much for watching. It's been an absolute pleasure, and I'll see you all later in the week. Have a wonderful day, everybody.